Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Warm and Toasty Club Online Memory Afternoon, episode 24. 24, can't believe it. How are you all today? Is the sun shining in your life here? It's a little bit overcast looking out that window, looking through the window. Is life treating you well? Are you okay? Are you fine? Let us know. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you're up to. So today on our Online Memory Afternoon, episode 24, we have for you, we have our memory subject of the day. Do you remember your first home as a child, or your first home indeed as an adult? Perhaps not as a child, you might not remember it, but you might remember setting up your first home to create family, that sort of thing. I've said it, Jeanette, that's the memory for today. Do you remember your first home as a child, as an adult, any times in your life? Where was it? You know, what point in life was that for you? I'll talk more about that in a little while. We have, of course, the retro raffle. You seem very high. I mean, maybe I need to come closer. Come closer, my darling, come closer. Don't know why I'm up there. Feel like I'm looking over all of the tall kids at the back of the class. Retro raffle coming up, of course. 3 great questions, 3 great virtual prizes. We have a video from next week's guest, Gwendol and Paul, coming up. We'll talk more about the memories. We've got that wonderful man. I've seen him today. He's got that voice. Ooh, sultry and sexy. Matthew Crampton's coming up. He'll be singing a few songs. He's also going to talk a little bit about a book that he wrote and the place that it came from, Trebor. We had a factory in Colchester, the Trebor factory. He's going to talk a little bit about that alongside singing a few songs. We have, of course, the sweet of the week, Battle of the Boiled this week. Battle of the Boiled, yeah. What could it be, Jono? What could it be? We have, of course, Jeanette's poem of the week and just general chitter-chatter, laughter, fun, keeping you connected. Talking of Jeanette Lyons, I have her underneath the desk here at the moment. Let me bring her on top of the desk for you. Let me call her. Jeanette, come forward. Jeanette, are you there? Hello.
Hi, everyone.
How are you doing, mate?
Here I am. I'm doing absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. All the better for seeing you and everybody else.
Oh, wait a minute. You've lost a lot of your clothes that you had on before, Jeanette.
No, I had a black shirt on and I just looked and it was just all looking very dark and I'm quite warm. I mean, I can do this if you think I need to cover up and stop showing off my lovely tan.
No, get it all out.
I was a bit hot and it looked very dull and I was wearing a nice red vest. So share it. Be bright and colourful.
Yeah, I think the viewers would be very pleased with that. That's for sure. No, it looks really nice. So,
Thank you.
Life treating you okay in your sort of quarantine?
Absolutely okay. Yes. It's been isolating for nearly 2 weeks now. It's quite weird not going out, and we've been getting shopping online, and then Jade's brought out a couple of bits, and it's been all right. The big issue for me this week has been my new motorbike arrived last Wednesday. New motorbike sitting in the front garden. I can't go out on it. I've been waiting since May for this bike to arrive. So, but yeah, come Sunday, I'll be out.
Sunday, only a few days.
Sunday.
Oh gosh, it's only a few days.
Sunday or Monday.
Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
But I'm really busy on Monday, so it'll have to be Sunday for the bike ride. So clear the streets of Colchester. Jeanette's out on a new motorbike.
Yeah, I'll put a report into the local police because you're probably going to be a bit keen, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Well, it's only a 250, so I'm not going to go that far.
Are you going to do any wheelies?
No, I'm too scared. I've had 6 years riding a 125, so a 250 is going to seem really big and fast for me.
I see a lot. I don't know if people see it where they live. I see a lot of young men wheeling on their bikes, not motorbikes, down the whole street.
Yeah,
They'll-
yeah, that happens in my road as
Yeah,
well.
they try to do the
Idiots.
whole journey in a wheelie. But some of them are a bit rubbish at it, so they kind of like, and you think, God, I hope nobody's going to get hit by them.
Did you used to do wheelies on your chopper that you probably had when
I
you were
do
younger?
like to talk about my chopper of an afternoon. It was very purple, and it was by Raleigh, I think was the name.
All right,
And
rally chopper.
on that, it was that was the heaviest bike in the world. You couldn't really do many wheelies because it had this kind of almost looked like an automatic gearbox in the middle of it, and it weighed a ton. But on other bikes, yeah, I did a bit of wheeling in my time, but only in safe areas, folks. You know, I'm that kind of guy.
I could just about ride my bicycle without hands on the handlebars, and I thought it was really cool. So of course you've only got to hit a stone or something, and you do a big wobble, and then you don't look quite so cool.
That was one I used to do, was just going along, being all cool and not using hands, not doing wheelies, but just not using hands.
Yeah.
Just kind of, how you doing? Yeah. Often just hit a stone, graze, finished.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Christine. Christine Jackson. Hi to you, Jono and Jeanette. Hi to Sandy.
Hi, Chrissy.
Collins. Hi.
Hi, Sandy.
And another flashy shirt. What Chrissy says. Well, what it is, I think of them more as stylish. Another stylish shirt.
Yeah.
Now I like a bit of colour. I was going to go more dark blues and blacks, and then we started going into lockdown, and I started wearing a bright shirt, and everybody said, "Oh, keep the bright shirts going." So I want you to know I do it for you, Chrissy, and everybody out there. So we've got a great show coming up. Should we get straight into retro raffle?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's the retro raffle. It's coming to your screen.
Hope you can hear that okay.
It's the retro raffle. Never has been seen. It's the retro raffle, and it's coming to your screen. Oh yeah. It's coming to your screen. Retro raffle, Facebook Live. Yeah.
Can you actually hear that? If you can't hear that properly, do tell me out there in internet land, because here I've got it so low it feels like a little mouse is. It's the retro raffle. It's coming to your screen. So low. You're hearing it right though, aren't you, Jeanette?
I'm hearing it fine. It's the same kind of volume as you talking, so that's all lovely for me. But then I have got earpieces in, so
yes,
it's nice and close up. Fiddling with earpieces now.
Kim, she had a chopper bike. Kim, did you now? Check it out one time. I had a chopper. Yeah. My brother had a chipper. A friend had a tomahawk, if I remember rightly. Duncan Bilko Boone, hey up, lovelies. He says he's just got.
Hi, Duncan.
Just in time for the quiz. And hi, Sandra. So the retro raffle. We've got 3 questions for you, and we've got 3 prizes for you. The first prize, virtually.
Sorry, John. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Jenny Lisco has just said she would like it a bit louder, please.
Is that the music, Jenny?
The music or the whole show? Have you tried the volume button on your wireless?
I'll turn the whole show up. How's that? Is it getting better now? That's very loud.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. Tell me if it's not loud enough, Jenny. Please do. And it's nice to see you. Sorry for the capitals again.
Shouting.
Jenny against Duncan. The 2 have been scoring really well in the last few weeks. So let's see how they get on with the retro raffle.
Could be some more prize sharing.
The first prize is this beautiful bath. This aluminium bath. Now, I don't know about you people out there in internet land, but when I was younger, we lived in a place called Dalston in Hackney, in London, and my dad would come home from work, and on the little bit before he come home, my mum or us as little kids would help her run a bath, fill that aluminium bath. We had not a larder, what's the back? A parlour.
Pantry.
Yeah, pantry or a parlour, that sort of thing. Little tiny space at the back, and we would fill it up with hot water, and he'd had the first bath. Then it'd be sort of like the kids, then my mum, and then the clothes or something like that with the same water. You know, by the time I got in it, it was sort of like a bit grey, really, and little bubbles on the top. That's lovely for you, Jenny. Great, got to see it. Well, if you want that bath, you're in a chance of winning it. This is an original aluminium bath from the 1940s. No, shut up. You're not ready for that. Get off the... What are you playing at, Jono? Other Jono in the machine. If you want a 1940s bath, there's a little theme going on. So we're going to start that. That sets you up. And let me find the questions for you. If you want that bath virtually, because it's too much to send, so you're just going to have to imagine it. If you want that bath, it's quite an easy question, really. Let's see how quick on your fingers you are. What is the capital of China? What is the capital of China? Get ponder, like Jane Fonda. Let's see if they get it right.
I'm watching. Who's going to be first?
Watch like a hawk, Jeanette.
Yeah, so you think it'd be Jenny or Duncan?
I don't know. I'm hoping for a surprise. It's there's Robin. Now it's Robin.
Oh, hi, Robin.
Who was going to answer the question. Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. What's the capital of China?
Look, Duncan Boone.
Dave
Straight in.
He's got in there straight.
Oh, and Jenny right behind him.
Hold on. Let me get the timings of these. If they're within the same minute, that's allowed.
They are.
Well,
and Chrissy then.
We're going to have to split this bath 3 ways, Jeanette.
Okay.
Duncan, Jenny, and Chrissy, all with the right answer. You all will get a piece of aluminium bath sent to you. Maybe.
Well, they could take it in turns, and if they live locally, they could share the water. That would be, So think of the environment and everything.
On our screens, it says Duncan first. So, Duncan, you can start with it. Using the same water, you pass it to Chrissy. Chrissy, using that very same water, you pass it to Jenny.
Perfect.
Duncan says, get in. Well, luckily you're first in, so you'll be okay.
He'll be in just after the washing, so he won't be too dirty when he comes out.
Oh, gosh, I remember those baths. Weren't they horrendous?
I think we didn't have one of those, but we did have just a normal bath, and there were 4 of us. So I think my mum and dad would have a bath, separately first, and then all 4 of us would have to get in together, and then there'd be fights over who's got to sit by the plug hole, and that was always, my little brother, poor fella, and the rest of us would play Michael. 4 of us in a bath. And we'd play Michael row the boat ashore, and they're all kind of like, back and forth, and the water would be going everywhere.
I never had 4 in the bath. I did have 2 in the bath with my younger brother. Till that time that he did a little poo-poo in the bath and tried to blame it on me, but it was him. And Simon, you shouldn't have done that.
No, we all know, Simon.
Luckily, it didn't disperse. It didn't disperse or anything. Sorry, I'm really level down the stuff.
Hold lunch, Lorraine. I don't need it.
No. Anyway, Duncan, Christine, Jenny, you get to share that bath. That's coming your way. Maybe. We shall see. Second, what you're going to need for that bath is a matey bubble bath.
Oh, look at that.
Who doesn't need a bit of matey bubble bath in their life, after all? Now, when I was growing up, there wasn't any bubble baths other than matey. What is it? A mate is a bottle of fun. You put me in the bath. I'm always good for a laugh, or something like that. This was like a special elixir that you found and you used in small measures. It would just bubble up. The whole kitchen would be full of it. Yeah, there we go. Robin says, I can remember waiting for the warm water over my back while sitting. Oh, you were lucky. I had ice water over my front. Woo! So the second prize for anyone who has or hasn't got the aluminium bath is the matey bubble bath. Did you ever use that one, Jeanette?
No, I don't remember that. I think my brother for Christmas, one of my brothers for Christmas one year got a soap on a rope, and it was like a football, and it may have been made by the same people because it kind of rings a bell. But soap on a rope is what I remember.
That brings back a great memory. That I got a soap on the rope microphone. Before I'd started writing songs, before I'd sung ever, and probably aspirational. My parents saw, he likes to sing, so they got me a soap on the rope, and I hung it from the thing that hangs down for the light bulb in the sitting room, and I think I broke that.
Oh, but that could have been the thing that set you on your path of musicianship.
Yeah, that my international fame is based on that soap on a rope.
On a soap on a rope.
Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Sorry you're having trouble getting on, but hopefully you're with us for a little while now. Good to see you. Just in time for our second retro raffle question for a chance to win some matey bubble bath, Carol. That'd be nice for you, wouldn't it? Everyone, nice for everyone, a bit of matey bubble bath. This one's not that old a question, but can you remember, was Zola Budd a swimmer, a runner, or a gymnast? Wonder like James Wonder. Zola Budd, was she a swimmer, a runner, or a gymnast?
Whatever she did it with bare feet, as I remember. Is that right? She was famous for bare feet.
She might have done it barefoot. I remember
Yes, I think she did.
stumble. There was a little stumble somewhere.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there was controversy. She might have done it in bare feet. Can't remember. So. I'm sure somebody will tell us.
Was she from South Africa?
She was from South Africa originally, as I recall. Hopefully
you didn't have that written down in the question or anything?
No, what do you think? I've got extra notes or anything?
Well, I don't know. You do with Sweet of the Week.
No, I mean, I do take time to prepare it all, but I try not to write too much because it fills too many pages and then I've got to get the pages out.
Oh, we've got answers.
We've got answers.
Yeah.
We have got answers galore. We have Jenny Lithgow. She's coming in at 13:16 with runner. Chrissy's got runner at the same time. Brian's got runner. Duncan says 2 nuns in a bath. One says to the other, where's the soap? The other says, yes, it does, doesn't it? Right. It's not well enough. I should have read that before I read it out.
Yeah, you should.
Graham, Andrew. Hi, Graham. He's got runner.
Hi, Graham.
Carol, she's got runner.
Yeah.
And, yes, Jenny confirms it was bare feet. Jeanette that she wrote about. There's Lorraine. Hi,
thanks,
Lorraine.
honey. Oh, they're saying hi.
Do you notice everybody? How Jeanette gets sort of like served every day. Every time she comes on, she has food brought to her, or she delivers
by my staff.
I know, it's amazing staff. Yeah.
I'm going to get a big belt around the head in a minute.
You will.
Oh, she heard me.
Yeah, she's coming with a matey bath. That's a heavy as well. Duncan got runner. Kim got runner. You are all correct. You all get one little squidgy bit of matey bubble bath. So what you do is you get the aluminium bath out. If you got it, Duncan or Jenny, if Chrissy, you pass it along. Then 1 capful was the way I seem to remember. 1 capful of bubble bath matey, no more, because the bubbles would just destroy the local vicinity. And then you all pour it in. So that's coming out to you. Anyone that got it right. Let's see.
Do you think that's what they use in the nightclubs in Ibiza and places like that, where they fill the dance floor with bubbles and foam? It's slightly more than a capful of matey bubble bath that does that.
Yeah, well, I was having a conversation with top DJ Danny Ramplin, and he did tell me that they used to use matey bubble bath, but in moderation, because otherwise it would fill the whole of the island.
It would think, yeah. It'd be like the volcano.
Yeah, I think that's pretty factual to say that, Jeanette. Well done, yeah. Good.
I've got my finger on the pulse.
You've got your finger on. Yeah, you've got your finger on it. Okay, well done, everybody. Now it's just for fun. It's just for fun. We're doing this, but
other people joining us
just for a laugh. Oh, look,
hi, Julian.
Where is it? Oh. The race into space. 5p. Ooh.
What is that?
That is a Brooke Bond. I don't know if people can see it at home. That is a Brooke. Let me take that bubble off. You'll see a bit better. That is a Brooke Bond. You used to get the cards inside the tea packets.
Oh, yeah.
Would collect them, and you'd get the cards, and then you'd have a little book that you'd fill them up with. That was 5p back in the day. I've got another one here which was 10p. That's the Wonders of Wildlife, and you get the tea cards in your packets. And the little boys or girls would fill them up. And these are all the little cards, all the little stories. That's beautiful, That's beautiful.
It's really nice. What a lovely thing for children to do. Do they still do things like that?
Yeah, I just started doing it last week. It's something for me to do during this extended lockdown type period.
Keeps you off the streets.
Keeps me off the streets, keeps me out of trouble. Hurrah, you can't see it here. The sun is shining. Sun is shining, weather is sweet, yeah. Makes me want to move my dancing feet. Right, anyway, stop messing about, Jono. It is time for you, ladies and gentlemen. You all need a bit of Omo in your life, of course. Now, the theory is you win the aluminium bath. you put the matey in it, you leave the water in it, Duncan's old water, Chrissy's old water, and then, as it used to be in my house, because you couldn't waste water, you'd then start doing your washing. So you'd get the washboard. What's that thing that you'd rub it on? Is that a washboard?
That is a washboard, yeah.
Yeah, and then you'd get a decent amount. A cupful of Omo was the washing powder of choice back in the day. This one we have is 1.5p off. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
new money.
that's new money. I wonder how much it was. It's probably like 15 pence or something. Yeah, that's decimal. That is. And I have a question to win the Omo, which you can use in an aluminium bath. You can use it in a washing machine. You probably can use it on your front step, though it's not as good as those big old chunks of soap that they used to have. Something a bit more for the intellectual among you, or just people who went to school. One of the two. Who formulated the theory of relativity early in the 20th century? Who formulated the theory of relativity, not nativity, early in the 20th century?
Do you know what the equation is for that?
You went to school? I didn't. Tell me.
Theory of relativity. No, I don't know. Isn't it? Well, what's hang on. What's m equals? Oh no. E equals mc squared.
Is that it?
What is that?
I don't know.
E equals mc. It was in a Thomas Dolby song. Shall I go on the Google and have a look?
One of them's water, isn't it? But I should be clever. I was probably not at school that day. Jenny, is it rude? What does OMO stand for? No, go on, tell us. We'll find out.
Wasn't it old man out if you had it in your window so your boyfriend could come round?
Is that actually a thing?
It was.
Back
in the, I heard it in the 70s. I don't know if it's probably a joke.
You put the box of OMO
in the window. Old man's out.
My mother never used that brand.
Nor did mine, but I think one of the neighbours did.
Well, let's look at Duncan and Jenny, the new king and queen of the retro raffle scene. They both go with Einstein, and you're both correct. It was, of course, Albert Einstein that invented the theory of relativity in the 20th century. Tell us, Jenny, before we move on, what did OMO stand for? Is Jeanette right, or did you have a different answer? Oh my, ouch!
I think Duncan's and Jenny have stepped in again.
Yeah, I've just said. I just meant.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading something else. I wasn't listening to
it. Away with a fairy.
I just zoned. No, I'm reading about what E equals mc squared means. I know it's the energy, mass, and speed of light.
Right.
But mass, energy equivalence.
I so wish I had an education sometimes.
So do I.
Kim says that is right. Jeanette, lol. Okay, I didn't know any of this. This is the kind of education I need, really, isn't it?
Did they not have that in Hackney?
They probably did, because there was a lot of OMO use in Hackney, and they did like a life buoy.
No, I meant education.
Oh, they did, but I probably was sort of got to an age where I lost interest for a little while. I was great at school until I was about 14, and then I sort of thought, where's this going?
I think because Carol's from Hackney as well, isn't she? I think maybe she used up all the education on her, because she's a very clever lady. She
is very clever indeed. And Jenny Lithgow's not too bad. She says, not that I ever did it. Says Jenny, we're not going there in your personal life, missus. Well, for those who won, Jenny and Duncan, you will get a box of OMO. It will be sent to you via Royal Mail, so it's likely you will receive it. No, it's likely you won't ever receive it. Good old Royal Mail. Never let you down a lot. What we got?
I had a delivery yesterday, not by Royal Mail.
Oh, yeah.
I ordered an amp. You like this, Jono?
Yes.
I ordered an amp, a Roland Street Cube. So it's like hours and hours of battery life if I want to busk outdoors. And it has 2 inputs, so I can have a microphone and a guitar. Very lovely. Wanted one for about 5 years. Finally got it. And I bought it from a shop in Colchester, and the owner of the shop personally delivered it to my door yesterday, and it was lovely. that's better than a postman or a
Blimey,
courier.
blimey. Well,
Yeah, it was lovely. So, and he just placed it just inside my door and stood back, so he was at a distance at the gate, and we chatted for a good while. It was lovely. That's my
Oh.
coloured delivery. Forget Royal Mail.
sounded like you was in the 1940s for a while there. Do you, I'm just thinking beyond that, are you going to be going out busking then?
I did
career?
once with the band. I don't know. I haven't really done it, so I haven't really planned on it. I think I could probably make more money working in an office.
Yeah, just
But
a little.
it's just nice that I can go play in the garden if I want, or you know, to have an amp that you can not have to plug in anywhere would be lovely.
Nice for your neighbours.
Yeah, well, the one that I've had for years wasn't actually mine. If Graham's listening, still got your amp, Graham, but I will deliver it back to you.
Ken says Omo was Old Mother Owl.
Old Mother Owl.
Yes, I think on Jeanette with your filthy self.
That's what I heard.
Carol says, I went to Caslan Road School in Hackney, so no, there was no education there. I know nothing. I know nothing. Oh,
She's got street smarts, that lady. Street smarts.
yeah. She corrected there. Where's she? I went instead of WNT. She just had to correct herself because she never went to school. Bless you. Right, let's have a video. Let's have a video of two gentlemen, a short video. We've got two gentlemen coming on next Friday for the first time. Actually, they've performed, I think, once at Enoch House and once at Colchester Arts Centre with us, and they play a sort of like a Chezanne sort of French sort of pop music. It's kind of lovely. It's kind of beautiful. Some of it
French folk music, isn't it? It's lovely.
Some of it sung in French, which kind of like, I always like it when songs are sung in other languages. I always imagine it's really mystique and they're singing wonderful things when they're probably just singing, oh, I'm going to get a goat in the market today or something. You know, in my head, it's like the most beautiful thing they're talking about. Yeah. Anyway.
We can ask them next week if they have any goats.
Have you got any goat songs? Scan them up. Right, let's bring them on. Let's take me and Jeanette off. I'll bring them onto the screen, take me and Jeanette off and say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a little video from next week's guests. This is Gwendol and Oh, that was short. I didn't think it'd be that short. I was there having a little drink. It was only water. Don't worry. They'll be coming next week, Gwendol and Paul, and you'll hear lots more of them. That was just a little teaser. Jeanette didn't even have time to finish that bite, did you?
I've had one piece of my sandwich.
Oh,
I'm trying not to eat too much on screen, but
I'm crying into my cornflakes.
Starving.
Well, you could just have a pause for a minute and chew away if you want. Matthew, we will get to you in a moment. We're going to be bringing Matthew Crampton along shortly, but as always, we're too chatty and we're running late. We're going to go to our memory subject. For anybody tuning in, we have a memory subject. I wonder if anybody remembers their first home. Do you remember as a child what was your first home and what was it like? Or as an adult making a home with a partner or on your own, sort of like first home in anywhere. I'll start. Sir, can I start? Okay.
Over to you, Jono.
My first home was Woodland Street in Dalston in Hackney in London. And I remember it well. I loved it in as much as it was really big. There were a few things that happened there. When I was really young, I think I wasn't going to sleep and I was probably being a bit too hyped up, a bit like now. And my sister said, you better go to sleep. If you don't go to sleep, Jesus is going to come out of that wardrobe and he's going to take your ears. It's a true story. And and for years afterwards, actually, no, to now, I still sleep with the duvet above my ears. Honestly, if I go to bed, I'm like sort of like you think I was in the middle of the North Pole or something. I have to have my thing because it stuck. I thought, not a religious thing or anything. I just thought, who's this Jesus fella? And is he going to come out of the job and steal my ears? That happened there. I got a couple of fingers caught in a deck chair when I was a little boy. And I don't know if you can see this, actually. I've got a picture of it there. Can you see that? If I bring that closer.
Closer still, closer still, closer still. Oh, yes, I can.
I'm holding up my finger and my dad's sitting with me. We were rushed to hospital out from Woodland Street to sew the fingers back on.
Oh.
And they're all fine. They're all working fine. They get a bit funny in the winter. They get a bit cold. That happened in Woodland Street, and that was our first home. And when we left it, they left behind, to my distress, what I thought was the most magical, like a golden place down in underneath the house, which was sort of like the what do you call it now?
Basement.
Yeah, the basement, but it was sort of like not like an attic, not like a loft.
Cellar.
A cellar. Thank you. I didn't go to school, so I need help from people like you. They had a cellar, and when we moved from there, I always remember they didn't take nothing from the cellar, and I thought that it was full of treasure, because there was loads of probably old tools and old bits of screws or whatever. And I thought they were all treasures. And I thought, why on earth, why did you leave all that treasure behind? Anyway, that was my first house, Woodland Street. I think it might have been number 73, no longer there, near the library. What about you, Jeanette?
Well, I was, my parents lived in Kendall Road, which is really not very far from where I live now, when I was born. And my brother and I were both born there. And then we moved away and we lived in Buckinghamshire and lots of other places. And I came back to Colchester when I was a teenager, and then moved away again not long after I left school. And then I came back again in the 90s, and you just keep coming back. And I bought a house in the 90s in Kendall Road, just a few doors. Wow. I was born in 66, and then I bought number 16 back in 97, 98, can't remember. And that's where I had my daughter in 1999. So me and my daughter both lived in Kendall Road when we were born. I think that's quite a nice thing. I don't live there now, but not far away.
I'm puzzling. 78, 79, you bought a house. You must have been about 10
no,
or something.
I didn't say 70. I said 97, 98.
I
hope I said 97, 98. I think it was the year Lady Diana died, Princess Diana. And that's when I bought my house. I'd not long been in there, a month or so. So Kendall Road is a big thing in my world. So.
I've got a bit of water on my ear, and I'm not joking. I think I kind of,
Show us your ears, Jono. Show us your ears. I know you usually hide them. Tuck your hair behind them.
They're there. There's a bit of grey. They're not massive. I mean, they're not sort of too sticky Prince Charlesies, but they're all right. They're not massive. They're okay. Does anybody else remember where you first lived, your first home? What was it like? If it wasn't your first home as a child, your first home is setting up as a family of your own. What was it like? Where were you? Were you in Colchester? Were you further afield? I know there's lots of people who've travelled all over the world. Let's see. Christine Jackson, she says, I lived in a bungalow in Ardleigh in the country. There were no street lights, few buses. I was lucky we had a shop next door in a house, but lovely memories and great country walks. 2 kisses. That's all I need. One's normally enough for me, but thank you very much, Chrissy. Yeah, I remember Chrissy talking about Ardleigh. We shared a little piece in one of our newsletters recently of Chrissy's. Is a newsletter. We've got a new one coming soon, people. New one coming soon. Issue 3 will be ready quite soon. Just getting it finished. I remember Chrissy talking about growing up in Ardleigh. There's a car boot sale there now, and I know because I've been on a couple of occasions. It's not far away. Oh, look, did you see that? She sneaked a little bite there, that Jeanette, just as I was about to ask her about Ardleigh. Anybody?
You can ask. You can ask.
No, I did say you should go away and go for it. That's lovely memory, Chrissy. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have one from Carol, and then we'll probably go to Matthew, who's waiting very, very, very patiently. Carol says she lived in Victoria Park Road, a big 3-story house in Hackney. Then my dad became a school caretaker, so we lived in schoolhouses. From then on till I got married, and then she moved to Colchester. How lovely. So there's
nice.
so much synergy with my life, with Carol's life as well. Just sometimes it's little things. It's like where we came from, but also when I was an adult, I set up home by being a caretaker, and I was a caretaker of a council estate for quite a few years, and we got a flat with it, different flats with it, and set up home. That was really lovely. So there's a real synergy there. Tony James, quickly, Tony, before we get to Matthew, first home was in Stepney, was the eldest of brothers. Good times. Lovely, lovely. Lovely
5
memory.
brothers.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it. Let's find Matthew. I've got to find him on the screen. Poor dear, he's been waiting there all solemn and everything. Let's bring him to the screen. 3, 2, 1. Matthew, are you there?
Hi, how are you?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting, mate.
That's all right. I've been listening.
You know how we go. We chat.
Oh, I know.
More. Jeanette's desperate to have some sandwiches, so nice to see you in lots of ways.
I know what I'm here for, just to provide an excuse for Jeanette to have a lunch.
That's it.
Absolutely. And to entertain me while I'm having my lunch, please.
Of course.
You look like a painting. Your room looks like a painting from a bygone era. You look really healthy.
I do. I must admit, because there hasn't been an awful lot of work this summer. So instead, I've been fishing. I've been outdoors a lot, doing a lot of swimming and a lot of fishing. So if nothing else, I'm poor, but I'm healthy.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm sure we could spare a tin of beans or something for you.
But also, I've celebrated lockdown by getting a new hat.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, do you want to see it?
Yeah, get straight in with it.
Here we go.
I love it.
Do you like it?
That is
Yeah. Are you going to be doing pantomime?
Yeah, this is my special medley hat. I will be wearing it while I sing the medleys for you today.
Oh, thank you. And what would you call that kind of hat?
It's a sort of Victorian mesmerist, sort of, look into my eyes, not away from my eyes.
Yeah, I get you.
Darren Brown sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a Darren Brown. I feel like you're reading my life story just looking at me. What a hat. So are you gonna start with a medley, or are you starting with something else?
I thought I'd start with a medley today, just to get everybody singing along. I hope everyone's in the mood for a medley.
I'm sure you are. Are you out there ready for a medley, good people?
And if you're not in the mood, you soon will be, because I've got a lot of great songs that you know, and I want to hear you singing.
Okay, well, let us get out of your way. I'll take Jeanette off so she can eat a sandwich. See you in a sec. I'll take me off and say, ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Matthew Crampton.
Good afternoon to you all, and welcome to Matthew's marvellous medley. Are you poised? Are your lips puckered? Are you ready? Here we go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine, or maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London so. Have a banana, maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I think of her wherever I go. I get a funny feeling inside of me, just walking up and down. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London town. Oh, I got the chord there in the end. I am an antichrist, I am an anarchist. I know what I want, but I know how to get it. I want to destroy passers-by, 'cause I wanna be anarchy. And how do we follow the Sex Pistols? Well, I think there's only one way. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Every morning you greet me, small and wide, clean and bright. You look happy to see me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Are you singing? You like this one? Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think we're on the run, we are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will see you once again. So who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think old England's done. Mr. Brown goes off to town on the 821. He comes home in the evening and he's ready with his gun. So who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think old England's done. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. There may be clouds in the sky. You'll get by if you smile through your fear and sorrow. Smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. If you still smile. And here's a song now for those who have very young children in their lives. You won't thank me for this. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark. That's enough of that. Whew, had to get it in. Hope you enjoyed it. But now we've come to the end of the medley, and how do we finish it? There's only one way. Eric and Ernie, thank you. Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness. So much joy you can bring to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me joy, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me joy, bring me sunshine, bring me love. One last time. Bring me joy, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Thank you. That's the end of today's medley.
Very nice, Matthew. Very nice indeed. Well done, sir. It's always a pleasure having you on with us.
It's always good to be here. Thank you very much. You were I was thinking about my first home while you were earlier on, where
Tell us.
I was born in Cotswold Way in Enfield, right,
Okay.
in North London, in November 1962, which was a very, very cold winter. And my mum remembers being snowed in from November right through till April. Now, I don't remember much about it, but my mum talks about it all the time.
Early lockdown.
Yeah, early lockdown.
I was told about that too, because I was born a couple of months after you, and my birth couldn't be registered, or I couldn't be christened until April, May time.
Oh, wow.
We were locked in Kendall Road in Colchester.
So with the same vintage, Jeanette?
We are the same vintage. We would have been the same school year.
Ah, right, indeed, yeah.
Quality stuff. Kim also mentions my first home when I was little was Valence Wood Road, Dagenham, and then we moved many times. Every time my mum would spot a mouse. Well, blimey, if that was my house, you'd be moving every week. The cat and the mice situations. It's like Tom and Jerry around here. Christine says, hi, Matthew.
Hi, Christine.
Carol says, I can see Jan the Nan in that hat. Someone called Jeanette Lyon says, playing lots of my favourite songs.
Oh, I loved it. I especially like the Anarchy. Love a bit of punk.
She did that, eating a sandwich and listening to you.
Exactly. Next time I'll put a bit of Psycho Killer in.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Carol says, brilliant, Matthew. Jenny says, lovely.
Thank you.
Kim says, great to hear all those old favourites. Thank you, Matthew. And then Jenny adds, I remember 1962, our main water pipe was frozen, so we had no water. Another one. Yeah. Oh, God.
Tricky winter.
Must have been time, 62. Well, that was rather lovely, Matthew. We're going to say cheery bye for you for a few moments while we get on with our next feature. And we'll have you back soon.
Yeah, I'm still here.
First married. Okay, right. Newtown Road. I know that.
That's Kendall Road is at the end of it, where I was born.
Yeah, that's that's Newtown, isn't it? Yeah. Nice one, Chrissy. That must have been obviously it was after Ardley because that's where you grew up. Okay, that was rather lovely. What great hattage that man gives, and great medley. Matthew Crampton, he'll be back with more. He's got a little thing talking about Trebor Factory coming up. So if you remember Trebor Factory, or if you want to be intrigued or entertained by this the subject, stay tuned. This is the Sweet of the Week.
It's the sweet of the week. I don't know how we'll cope. It's the sweet of the week. So just vote.
I was one of 5 children, so you had to kind of compete for attention. I think that's what makes me how anybody like any attention, I'm running around, come on, let's do some dancing.
Do you eat really fast as well before they finish what was on your plate?
Yeah, my wife reminded me the other day of a time that we were out with a family and her dad had bought some treats, like some ice creams and lollies from the ice cream van, and he passed them around, and he turned around after getting some more, and then he said, oh, didn't I get one for John? And my wife said, no, he's eating it already. It's probably one of them oysters.
Yeah.
And when I was little, there wasn't a lot. We used to have food races. I don't know if you had them when we were young, and that stuck more. Having food races is terrible.
Don't remember that.
I don't remember that. Who can eat your dinner fast?
No, we didn't have that. There was always stuff I didn't like. I was a really massively fussy eater when I was a child, so I always had to stay at the table when everyone else had gone. Very, very strict dad that we had to ask, please can we leave the table, and you couldn't go till your dinner was all finished, and there'd be some kind of vegetable on my plate, which I didn't do.
Yeah,
and it'd make me sit there for hours, and it'd be cold and congealed, and I'd be crying.
I remember that. My older brother used to do terrible things. He used to sort of say, I've made something for you on the table, and then you'd go there and it'd be like onion sandwiches with loads of vinegar on. And he used to eat that and really like it.
Oh,
probably kept him healthy. I just mentioned these before we go on to the Sweet of the Week, just quickly. Sandy says, Sandra, hi, lived in Harwich Road till I was 4, then moved to Walnut Tree Way, had a good life there till I married. My daughter lived in Kendall Road till she moved to Willett Road in Shrub End. It's the road off of Walnut Tree Way. Oh, yeah, I know. I remember Walnut Tree Way. I was talking about it with Viv. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Viv. Hope you're well and your families.
Hi. I think everybody's lived in Kendall Road at some point. You've obviously not lived there yet, Jono. It's to come for you.
I'm making plans.
I'm just people that are watching. Graham Andrew lived in Kendall Road at one point. I remember. I think he had a cat called Trevor. It was a girl cat.
Good name for a cat, especially a girl cat.
Yeah.
We better do the sweet of the week. We're having a good old chinwag, aren't we? It's fun. It's fun, people. I hope you're enjoying the show. Sweet of the week is the Battle of the Boiled this week. So it is the Cough Candy versus the Humbug. In this case, I'm showing a picture of the mint Humbug just because it looked similar size and whatnot. Let me tell you about the Cough Candy. And whilst I'm doing so, do think about taking a little taste of those. We can't have samples passed around the room as we might do in a show. But Jeanette's burning the face a little.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
You're going to talk about Cough Candy. I think I'm just going to look away and eat my last bit of sandwich.
Right. Whilst I tell you about it, but do consider rolling it around your mouth, rolling around your mouth for a while, and getting the kind of features of it, and going to taste what's it like. Cough Candy is a clove-flavoured hard-boiled sweet. A sort of unmistakable flavour once you've tried it. Somewhere between aniseed and menthol, I've heard. Made by traditional confectioner, I can't speak. I don't know. I'll get by in life. Barnett's. Their sweets are made in copper pans, apparently, for fuller flavour. There we go. As the story goes, a 1847 peddler named Sly Hawkins. Now, that's a good name for an 1847 peddler, isn't it? Sly Hawkins. Have you seen Sly Hawkins round these parts? No.
He does sound like he should be riding a horse.
Yeah. And he sort of got a bit of a limp as well. And he's got one eye. He sold James the recipe for a cough reliever. James uses confectioneering experience to refine it into a candy-like product, and William and Andrew helped their father, eventually taking over the business after his death in 1866. That whole sentence doesn't make any sense at all, but I do like the name Sly Hawkins. Apparently, yeah, it was sort of like he sold him an idea, and James, whoever James is, must be James Barnett or something. I don't know. He got it working, and there we had the Cough Candy.
But how could you even put? I mean, I don't like either of these flavours at all. Cloves and aniseed, and put them together. It's just my worst nightmare.
Let me just meet you at the bridge before you cross the river. We've already got 2 votes in. Ken Saunders has gone Cough Candy. He's not even going to hear me out on the other one. Christine, the same. She don't know what we've got to say. She's going in Cough Candy. The votes are coming in. Kim Saunders, Cough Candy. So for some, they do like to put a cough candy in their mouth. Humbug, and I'm referring to sort of like the traditional hard-boiled sweet. The records of humbugs exist from as early as the 1820s. Blimey. And they are referred to in the 1863 book, Sylvia's Lovers, as being a food from the north. How outrageous. Sylvia's Lovers, eh? The name of the sweet is not related to the phrase bar humbug from Charles Dickens' novel, A Christmas Carol. I seem to remember the mint humbugs. Now, it's been a long time. I did used to get these for the Warm and Toasty Club. I seem to remember they were boiled and hard on the outside, but maybe had a bit of a chewy centre. Is that right, Jeanette?
I don't remember them being chewy at all. Just only when you've been in your mouth ever.
Yeah, well, of course,
I also remember. I know that these are the brown and cream coloured ones.
Yeah.
But I kind of remember my grandma used to have them, and they were definitely black and white. Definitely black and white. Are they a different thing?
No, they're humbugs as well. Let me see if I can find those and get them on the screen for you. I've got to do this really quickly, but they were sort of like zebra type coverage. Now, I'm normally I prepare all this before, but I'm doing it on the fly. So let me see if I can find that for you. I'll swap it over, take that one off, and see if it loaded. It's loading, uploading.
Come on, you can do it. A bit more steam.
A bit more steam. This sort of thing, that's what you're talking about as a humbug?
Yes, that's it. The pillow-shaped things.
Look at that. You couldn't do that with the Encyclopedia Britannica, could you? There's a lot of use for the internet. So, though I was referring mostly to mint humbugs, to be fair.
These are humbugs that aren't mint, then, are they?
No, they're purely hard they're just humbugs.
What
They're
flavour is a
humbug.
humbug if it's not
Well,
mint?
all right, you're getting really
I
temperamental on
am.
me now.
Sorry, it was technical, not temperamental.
Well,
technical.
they are usually flavoured with peppermint and striped in 2 different colours, often black and white. They may be cylinders. And,
Like mint.
yeah. So they're-
Peppermint.
yes, pepper mint
Mint humbugs.
humbugs.
Pepper.
Yes, so-
Mint humbugs.
yeah, mint humbugs. Oh, you're so technical, you.
But that is what I remember. That
They're the ones, are they?
Yeah.
Christine says cough candy, as does Ken, as we mentioned. Sandra says mint humbug for me, but don't have them now. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can send you some out. Brian J. Jackson, he's going humbugs. Sandra says sorry about the spelling. Don't worry about that.
we don't worry about
I
that.
like a mint hung bag. Oh, I had a nice hung bag the other day. Kim as well is going cough candy. Carol says humbugs for me. And Sandy says, yes, some of them are chewy, Jeanette. So think on. And Chris and Kim says some are chewy. So think on there, Jeanette. Lines about they're not chewy.
Remember? I'm not really a boiled sweet person.
These ones are more chewy. These ones on the screen there in the brown stripes. It's going to be a long day.
It already is.
It already is a lot. Okay, so have a think about that. Cough candies, long time sweet. Humbugs, long time sweet.
Oh, Michelle and Anne are watching. That's nice.
Oh, Michelle and Anne, lovely to see you. Lovely to hear from you. 2 votes for humbugs here. We buy them every week with our food shop.
Oh.
There we are. Lovely. That's really nice.
Oh, Tony sent me on this. Look, Tony James has mentioned which ones he
Yeah,
likes.
he's with you. I think you've done a little deal with him on the side. Tony says humbugs for him. Cough candies are the devil's confectionery. There's going to be controversy this week on the sweet of the week. I can tell that. Maybe what we do, keep the votes coming in for anyone that hasn't voted. Cough candy, humbug, mint humbug. Cough candy, mint humbug. See what you fancy. See what you rate. I think most of the votes are probably in there. But whilst we wait for that, I'll take Jeanette off the screen. I'll take these sweets off the screen. See you in a minute, adjudicator. Thank you, Jeanette. I'll take the sweets off the screen and I'll welcome back, if I can find the gentleman. Wonderful, Matthew Crampton. Is he with us in 3, 2, 1? Matthew.
And he's back in the room.
And he's back in the room.
Hello.
So any things coming up that we can find you in, that we can sort of like head and find Matthew Crampton at work? Or
Well, my website, matthewcrampton.com, there's lots of stuff on there. I can't say I'm doing a lot of stuff at the moment because there isn't a lot of stuff taking place. But I've done some rather silly little films that you can see on my website, which are quite fun. And you can read about some of the books I've written. And I'm going to talk more about one of them in just one moment.
Brilliant. That sounds really good. Yeah, it's a really hard time, isn't it, for artists and for social events. We know only too well. First to end, last to come back in.
Sure.
And
also, there's no timetable.
There's no timetable.
You know, and I was working. I was talking to some musicians friends recently, and some people are not thinking we'll be playing live for another year or more, maybe not till 2022.
Wow.
You know, in the way we used to. I do a lot of folk music, and we tend to play in small venues which are crowded, and pubs, rooms above pubs. We're not going to be going back to that for quite a while, I shouldn't think. But we can have our period of mourning, but now we've got to look forwards and think of other things to do. And so it's lovely doing stuff online like this. We're finding new ways to communicate with people. Yeah,
for us, sorry for that. I was trying to do some folk music, but
sorry, I didn't realise I should have acknowledged that.
No, not at all.
No, actually, my folk music is finger in the ear stuff, you know. And I do the very advanced folk music where you stick your finger in someone else's ear while you're singing it.
Oh, nice. Lie, like you lie when the lights go down. We are finding different ways to keep connected to our folk, our regulars and newcomers as well. You know, we do this every Friday. we were saluted by the Lotto Good Causes yesterday in a tweet, which I thought was lovely because it reminded us. They said we've done incredibly 23 episodes of this so far.
It's
This is
amazing.
the 24th. And that means a lot because we're really trying as hard as we can to keep in touch with everybody.
Mm.
A quick reminder: if anybody doesn't know if that we make phone calls regularly, or you can ring us so we can keep in touch by phone. We've got the newsletter coming out in a week or two's time. We've got our next issue, and then we're here every Friday helping people to get connected, of course trying to entertain and trying to be silly and just a break from the noise of the day, the news of the day. But yeah, that's us. But now we need to get over to Matthew, because I'll take your website address off and put that back in a while, and let's hand it over to the wonderful, ladies and gentlemen, the rather wonderful Matthew Crampton.
Well, I thank you very much. Good that we're talking about sweets this afternoon. Now, you probably know the name Trebor, but did you know how much Trebor is linked with Colchester? Now, aside from trying to tell jokes and sing songs, I also write books. And a few years ago, I wrote a book called The Trebor Story. And it's a history of the sweet firm, Trebor, which started, if you can imagine the scene, 1907. We're in the East End of London in Forest Gate. We're in a small terraced house. And on the dining room table, they're boiling some sugar to make sweets, which they sell in the streets nearby. That's how most sugar sweet companies started. Tiny little things. But Trebor, as it was called, did better than most. And by 1970, it was the biggest sweet sugar firm in Britain. Now, sugar sweets are different from chocolate sweets. So it's not Cadbury or Roundtree. Sugar sweets are boiled sweets and mints and stuff like that. That's M-I-N-T-S, mints, not the meat mint. So Trebor, by the 1970s, was selling 100 million sweets a year in Britain, and sold a lot around the world, but it needed to build a new factory. So it thought, where can we build it? You know, they had a factory in Forest Gate. Their headquarters was in Woodford in East London, outside East London in Essex. They had a factory in Maidstone in Kent for Sharps. You might remember them. And there's a Clarnico stuff as well. Remember the mint creams? And also in Chesterfield, they had a factory in Derbyshire. But they said, no, best place for the new factory, Colchester. And they found this greenfield site on the Severals Lane. So it's now the Severals Lane Industrial Estate on the north of the town, near the A12 and the A120. And there they brought their three biggest brands. And here I'm going to call upon my glamorous assistant, Mr. John O, to maybe put some pictures up. Could you put a picture up for Trebor mints? Now, you may remember Trebor mints. Trebor mints are a minty bit stronger. And then some people said, shove them up your ass and they last a bit longer. They go back a long time, Trebor mints, very popular. Now, the second brand that they brought to Colchester were Trebor Extra Strong mints. Oh, yeah, that's the modern look of those. They are much more stronger, and you can buy these today. They're beside every kiosk. And the third brand they brought all to Colchester, Refreshers. Now, Refreshers, they are my personal favorite. And for each of these new brands, they're all made of sugar. So for each one at the new factory, they needed a silo. That's a kind of container with 50 tons of sugar for each one. So it's 150 tons for the three. So they built the factory in 1981. And when it opened, it won lots of awards for being quite a revolutionary sort of factory. They wanted new methods. So there was no clocking in or clocking out. There was one entrance for everyone. There was one canteen for everyone. So management and staff all ate together. This was revolutionary for 1981. And also, they had windows. Now, maybe, Jono, if you've got the picture of the outside of the factory, some of you might know the building. It's a very narrow picture. Sorry. So it was a long, thin building. So it wasn't on high. It was long, all on one floor, and it had windows. So you could look outside, which was to make life a little easier, a bit better for people working there. So it was a good factory. It was a popular factory. But unfortunately, Trebor was sold to Cadbury in 1989, and Cadbury decided to close all the Trebor factories. So Colchester was then closed in 2000, and there were 202 jobs that were lost then. And it's still there, the building, and it became a fitness centre. And you can see it today. It's called Fitness for Less. Bit of an odd name there. So that's the connection between Colchester and Trebor, which I loved writing about when I was writing about the firm Trebor. And so maybe some of you will know the factory. Maybe some of you work there. Maybe you have a favourite sweet from one of the Trebor mints, extra strong mints, refreshers. Now, you might be interested, if you like sweets, I've got a website just about this called thetreborstory.com, thetreborstory.com. And there's lots of pictures of sweet wrappers. And there's a lovely film in it you can watch from 1957 about them making striped candy, a bit like humbugs, actually. And so that's a fun thing to look at. And that is the potted short story of Trebor in Colchester. Back to you, Jono.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Matthew. That was wonderful. Sorry, I was looking for the the Trebor website there.
Oh, right.
I couldn't find it in time. And really interesting, really nice to have you on, and having written that book is something really different, which really is really sort of sparked an interest in our listeners. Carol says she worked at Trebor in Colchester for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
And Sandra, she says, my daughter worked there, so did my brother and my nephew. Which,
Yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be lots more. What often happens is a lot of people tune in, and then some people come back to it, or some people come afresh when we put it all up on our page. Go to our video page on the Warm and Toasty Club on Facebook, and you'll see all the videos.
Yeah.
Ask about it. So,
well, I could say I also have a Facebook page, The Trebor Story, and we just share memories and photos of people who used to work at Trebor. So if anyone's interested, do look for that, the Trebor Story page on Facebook.
I'm just going to put that up and share it. It'll take me a second to do. Technology is relatively quick.
Yeah.
That was really interesting. Trebor Story. So if you want to go and find out more about that, there'll be a website on that page, I'm sure, linked to.
Yeah, we can put the link up later.
A very interested man, a very talented man, working in multifaceted skills, I suppose, in different areas. The word won't come.
Well, you have to these days.
Yeah. A writer, a singer. What else do you do, Mr. Matthew?
I'm a fully qualified masseur. Seriously.
Are you?
Swedish and shiatsu. I haven't practiced for years. It's hard work. I've been finance director of a number of organizations. Yeah, I've done that.
He's been around a bit, and he's a good fisherman. You can tell.
And I do a lot of fishing. I fish in the sea for sea bass and mackerel and stuff. And I've been prawning a lot this summer, going after prawn. Delicious.
Yeah, I thought that was something else, but I won't go there. Look it up if you want to find out more about the Trebor Story and Matthew's book. Follow that link on the page on Facebook. Just to put in the Trebor Story, and you'll find him. He's not going anywhere too far. We're just going to pop back and do our Sweet of the Week, Matthew, and we'll welcome you back in a short while. Thank you very much for that chat. That was very informative. We'll see you in a tick.
See you in a while.
Let me find the young Jeanette, who is, of course, our sweet educator, and she will appear upon our screens in 3, 2, 1. There she is.
Hi.
Hello.
He's so interesting, isn't he? Matthew Crampton. Not only is he incredibly interesting and talented, he's just got a voice you could listen to forever. He could read the phone book and I'd be really happy. He's got such a lovely velvety voice.
I can see on the screen below me, he's rushing around looking for a phone book. He's been very thankful.
Oh,
yeah, he's great.
He is really good.
Matthew. He's a real find, and we found Matthew thanks to Marianne Barclay, who plays the harp.
Yeah.
She recommended Matthew to us quite a while ago, and we're glad to have found him. So after that wonderful chat about the Trebor story, let's return to the sweet of the week. We need to know, in the Battle of the Boiled, was it going for cough candy or mint humbug?
Well, I'm very pleased to say we have a very clear winner, and it is the correct sweet that has won this week. Here are the results.
Oh, it's the mint humbug. Is the
Yeah.
sweet of the week.
It's the sweet of the week. I don't know how we'll cope. It's the sweet of the week. So just vote.
Well, I was surprised. Jeanette's over the moon. Tony James is over the moon. The
Yeah.
cough candy lovers. I mean, I will need to go back and check that she hasn't fiddled the, the numbers. But no, I
I
trust
write
her.
it down. I do. So
No, I
it's a bit like that countdown program where people have to show the working out of the maths and say, "Here we go. I haven't cheated, and
Yeah,
I can
no.
show you my working out if you like."
No, I'm joking with you. I'm jesting. She's thoroughly trustworthy.
The Carol Vorderman of Sweet of the Week.
He's Carol Vorderman of Sweet of the Week. Yeah, and you do a great job. Thanks for doing it. The Sweet of the Week is the mint humbug. We'll post that up a
Yay.
little bit later. That's really lovely. So, Jeanette, also, as well as doing Sweet of the Week adjudication, you do poems?
I have been known to read a poem now and then. I could read one now for you if you like. I'm going to have quite a short one this week that
Okay.
made me laugh. It's a children's poem. So.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, Jeanette's poem of the week.
Okay, so today's poem is called His Look is Wild. His look is wild. His name is Fred. His hair completely hides his head. Take a peek. Show no surprise. You cannot even see his eyes. Oh no, it must be as I feared. His mouth is covered by his beard. How does he breathe? How does he eat? How does he see it to cross the street? Perhaps he can't see people stare and cannot find the barber chair. Until he makes a barber shop, he will remain less man than mop. That was a poem by Denise Rogers.
Oh, lovely. That was short but sweet. That was really nice.
I liked it. I was just thinking people with their lockdown. Some people still have lockdown hair, and I've seen men with really long hair and bushy beards. Oh, you had long hair just before, so
Well, I haven't had it cut since, I think, about December, maybe January, but I think it was December.
I was thinking particularly of the drummer in the band I'm in, and James Diggins. He has got the wildest hair. He looks exactly like your stereotypical Father Christmas. It's white and long, a big white beard. It's really funny.
Yeah, find bits of food in it in weeks later.
It was pure white. I mean, I don't know. Maybe coated.
Lovely poem. I was just going to say that Sandy was asking about Tom. Tom's in Greece, we believe. He's just sort of going around Europe a bit for a bit of a break. And if he can't get on, that means we've not sort of seen him today. He's with us in heart, and he's doing things behind the scenes. We're chatting, just not right at this moment. That probably means that he hasn't got a reception where he is, because where he's been traveling, some of the areas are notorious for not really having an internet signal.
Very mountainous as well, aren't they? And the mountains block the signals and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So he might pop up. You never know. But until he does, let's welcome back the wonderful Matthew Crampton and say 3, 2, 1. Give us Matthew Crampton on our screens. There he is.
Hello.
Hello. I'd like a Swedish massage, please.
Me too.
And whilst you do it, can you read me sort of some of the Trebor story, like just to kind of relax me a bit?
Can I instead tell you the classic Swedish chemist joke?
Go on then. Is it
It's
clean?
It's relatively clean. It's one of the classic jokes of all time. It's a listed joke, this, actually. I have to tell it as a member of the British Music Hall Society. A guy goes into the chemist in Stockholm and he says, "Hello, I'd like to buy some antiperspirant, please." And the guy behind the counter says, ball or aerosol? And he says, "No, thank you. It's for my armpits."
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a first in a lovely Welsh accent. Matthew Crampton.
I shall mention that to my Swedish friends and see if they've heard it.
Yes, very good. We need to get you to do your last song today. What have you got for us, Matthew?
Well, I've got a special song for you, and I've got a special introduction for it too. So if you give me the full screen, I'll give you the song.
Let's give him the full screen,
Oh,
ladies and
thank
gentlemen.
you.
It is the one
and only Matthew Crampton, I think that Jono was going to say. So I went to the doctor the other day, and I said, Doctor, I can't stop singing the green, green grass of home. And he said, you've got Tom Jones syndrome. I said, is that common? He said, it's not unusual. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But if I ever see you about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die. It's not unusual to go out at any time. But when I see you hanging about, it's such a crime. If you should ever want to be loved by anyone, it's not unusual, it happens every day. No matter what you say, you'll find it happens all the time. Love will never do what you want it to. Why can't this crazy love be mine? It's not unusual to be mad at anyone. It's not unusual to be sad with anyone. But if I ever find that you've changed at any time, it's not unusual to find that I'm in love with you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much, sir. We've put your web address up there, matthewcrampton.com, ladies and gentlemen. If you go there, you also can go on Facebook and put in the Trebor story, and you'll find out more about that. And you can ask some questions or share some memories. I'm sure Matthew will be
definitely on the Facebook page for the Trebor story. We'd love to hear any memories you've got.
Brilliant. Thank you for being such a great all-rounder, a lovely chap, and a wonderful guest, Matthew. Anything else you need to promote or tell us about?
Not really at the moment. Just to say, a message to everybody: just stay sane, stay happy. We're going to get through this, and I hope, Jeanette, that you enjoy your bike once you get on it. Ride safe, but do enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
and
Matthew.
Thanks so much, Jono, for inviting me back. It's a real joy to be here.
Thanks. We love having you. Everybody speaks well of you. I'm sure there'll be more comments coming, people saying they like what you do. Great hat, great songs, great stories. We'll see you again next time. Thank you, Mr. Matthew Crampton.
Bye.
Bye. There he goes. What a lovely chap he is.
Isn't he great?
Isn't he marvellous?
He is.
I like his mixture of sort of music hall with sort of like
Yeah.
his sort of folky and just sort of doing those medleys and the covers as well. Just really nice. Just really nice on his I think it's a banjolele, I think he calls it. If I'm right, rather than a ukulele. It's a little bit different. It's a banjo with a lele on it. I don't know. I don't get how much.
It's because it's the round bit. Although that didn't seem like a banjolele, that looked like a ukulele. That particular one.
Banjolele, that's for sure. But
when they have a round bit, they're banjolele, aren't they?
Yeah,
Ukulele now.
Yeah, he's showing it on the bottom of the screen rather than bringing back after he's gone on, because we haven't got time for an encore or anything. A lovely guest with his banjolele and with his dulcet tones, Mr. Matthew Crampton. Look him up online. Well, that's it, Jeanette. That's us.
It goes so quickly. Well,
On
for
a
us.
Friday. I know. Thanks for your company today. Well, firstly to Jeanette, to Matthew.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tom didn't make it. The mountainous areas didn't give him an internet signal, but I'm sure he'll try next week.
It's been lovely chatting with all the people that were interacting, and then seeing other people that were having a look and a listen that didn't want to chat. It's lovely. It's nice that everybody joins in. I love it.
Yeah, that's right. It's really, really important for us to remain connected to our regulars, but we greatly welcome all of our new viewers and our new friends, and they've been coming quite a lot, and we're pleased to see them. Do keep coming. We're here every week, every Friday at 1 o'clock for about hour and 20, hour and a half on a Friday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, all the way through, I think, till about the 11th of December, I think is our last official one. Who knows what might change? The world keeps changing all the time. Stay with us, stay connected. Do call us on the phone if you need a chat, or note the number. I should read it out, really, shouldn't I, while I'm on air? If you want this, if you've got a pen nearby, let's see. After midday, most weekdays, I'm around 07 594 154 709. The newsletter will be coming out to you soon. If you've got suggestions what you'd like to see in the newsletter and future issues, we're always willing for new contributions. That's really good.
I think maybe some fashion tips from you, Jono, with all your amazing shirts every week.
Turn to the left, turn to the right. Yeah. Well, funny enough, you have read the mind of not me, but Deborah, one of our our main contributor. She's written a fashion piece that should go in this month's newsletter.
It
doesn't include none of my shirts, though.
Well, that's building up to that. You can't give people too much in one go, Jono.
Yes, I know. Actually, yeah, that's a good thing. I need to talk about my my clothing. That's really what they need in their lives. Not. Thanks to the National Lottery Community Fund for funding our work and for supporting us, and mostly Jeanette, Tom, and Matthew, and all you lovely people. Thanks for being part of it. It's really important to us that you're there. We love having you there. We love that you like what we do, which is always nice. Yeah, and we'll see you again next week. Tune in 1 o'clock. I'm going to put the credits on the screen, as we say. Toodle pip, bye bye.
Bye everyone. See you next week.
Bye bye. See you next.
We've all got a tale to tell. Times were not always so. But putting it all aside, we made it through by and by. It's warm and toasty in here. Share our laughter, sometimes tears. You'll be welcome with a cup of tea and a biscuit, maybe 2 or 3, wrapped in a little white cloth, cooking for hours in the old iron pot. There's a jam roly-poly for tea, enough for you and Dad and Grandma and me. What did we like the most? Fish paste sandwich or peas on toast? Nothing could come close to bubble and squeak the day after our Sunday